So we pretty much left off with Bakugo. Well, hold up. Part 12 to what if Deku was a villain. There we go. So we pretty much left off with Bakugo and Uraraka saying, fuck it, let's see. If you're really not as bad as you say you are, let's see. So what would basically happen is after Deku does the little bit of healing, he would basically stand out and everybody would watch in amazement. Because I've seen this happen after the fight with Stain and a couple of other minor incidents that aren't really worth going over. And Deku says, this is my favorite part right here. And then boosh, a mass amount of power and energy is felt. Not really, like, no one can sense energy, unlike Deku. And he's like, with all this new, and like he's screaming as he says this though. I'm not screaming right now. And so he's basically like, with all this new energy, no data, all this new power, it's exhilarating. I get to freely feel it. This is what All Might and All for One feel. This is their might. He keeps powering up more, and the building actually begins to start to shake. And they're like, there's gonna be a point in time when he gets too strong and he won't be able to do this. And Dabi's over there, like right behind, or maybe twice. It doesn't matter who, but I think Dabi. Todoroki comes through, like, what is going on? Shinzu pulls up and's like, oh, he's back at it again, I see. Yep. Todoroki's confused. He's like, wait, I haven't seen this. Oh, wait, I did see it. After he got done with that fight with that one dude. Stain, was it? Yeah. He's going crazy. Give it a minute. He'll be over with it momentarily. Finally, all this power is exhilarating. I can achieve godhood easily. This is amazing. With all this new data, no one can stop me. I'll be invincible. And reality steps back in as he comes down. I still need to be stronger than this. Plus, as he's, rotating one of his arms, popping it a little bit. I probably should go back to training though. Can't get too caught up on the data information overflux. Whew. Sorry about that, guys. Everybody starts clapping and he's like, oh yeah, I forgot y'all made this into a spectacle. And Deku basically begins, calming down and whew. Alright, he calls up the Twice community and he's like, alright boys, I'm gonna be out of commission for a while. Toga, you're not in charge. Wait, he looks at Dabi. Oh yeah, I forgot. She's out like a night. Like night, light, something like that. Dabi looks annoyed slightly. Anyways, Dabi, you probably should be more acquainted with your brother, especially when I'm almost done building your upgrades. He's like, for real? Oh, I can't wait. And oh, by the way, momentarily, maybe not today, but in a short amount of time, I will go pay the number 2 hero a visit, as he says this with a sinister grin on his face, after having that brutal near-death experience with One for All and All Might, as he smiles even more sinister than he did previously. I think I'd have collected more than enough data, but I also want to see how hot his flames burn. As he flares up his ki, but not in a sense to flex, but more in a maniacal, sinister sense. But I digress for right now. I need rest. And Dabi, don't burn them. As Dabi puts his flames out. And Toga, as he looks at Dabi once more. Oh yeah, I forgot. He calls up Twice. The real Twice. Yeah, Twice. Make sure Toga's okay. And he's like, aye, Captain. He's like, wait, are you a real one or are you a copy? I'm a real one. The road Twice pulls up. Stop lying on my name. He's like, that's what I thought. He one-shots him. We don't allow fakes here. And then Deku leaves, and everyone, basically Bakugo and Uraraka, like if this was a video game, you would basically be able to play as Bakugo and Uraraka and just like walk around like Deku's base and just kind of see like how people think him. Like he was like, a lot of them were like anomalies with their quirks and look kind of funny. And he's like, and you would get a lot of people saying like, thanks to Deku, I mean, I actually have a place to live. Like, I actually have a place that accepts me for who I am. I actually have a place that understands me, that this, that. It's like all these positive things, and you would have to do so many of these before the mission is complete. And then, they would basically be like, and Stain would pull up with a menacing aura, and Bakugo, Uraraka would be like, what the hell? Do we have more heroes? Let me get a good look. As Stain looks around, looking at Bakugo and looking at Uraraka, interesting. You have the same look in your eyes as All Might. Bakugo, tensing up ever so slightly as hearing the name. Uraraka, slightly confused. This'll do. This'll do, finally. Follow me. And then they basically go to a training room. As Stain turns around. Welcome. This is gonna be, how would you say, an improvised internship. I don't know if you've done that in your school yet, but we'll keep this a secret. I don't think Deku would mind. As he licks like his lips or blade or something. Simply put, my quirk is known as Blood Curdle. It allows me to paralyze anyone of their blood. And then he would explain how his whole quirk works. Tell me how your quirks work. Deku, well, I can shoot massive explosions from the palm of my hand, but overuse and my bones start to ache, or his bones start to ache a little bit. Uraraka, originally I was able to make things flow with my hands, but as she flares up and almost like she powers up, reminiscing, and she's like, I'm able to. I'm able to alter and move gravity, but with only a certain length of wrench, but I can't do it for too long. So I mainly typically refer to this as more of a final form than something I can use willy-nilly. As Stan looks intensely while still slunched over. Interesting. I know the perfect way to train you. Hey, what was your name? Bakugo, was it? Follow me. Hey, round face over there. You stay there. I'll teach you personally. So, Bakugo takes, Stain takes Bakugo over to that one dude that was really good with the hands. We seen him in the overhaul arc. I forgot what his name was, but he's really good with punching. He takes him over there, and then he's like, throw hands with this individual. Don't use your quirk once you beat him, and we'll just make a character that won't have relevance for much longer. It'll be somebody that can able to harden their body to not diamonds, but something that's really hard. Pause. And he was like, if you can break your bones off bit by bit and rebuild them stronger, you'll be amazing. These people have healing quirks at different capacity. One can heal your mind, one can heal your soul, and one can heal your body. Don't ask me if a soul is real or not. I don't want to talk about it. You do this in the short time that you spend here, you'll be incredibly more stronger. And if you learn how to heat up your body, you'll be an animal, even in the cold weather, presuming that's one of your weaknesses. Stain walks off, and Bakugo looks at him, and he's like, I'll take you out. And he takes a stance with his quirk, and he's like, He takes a different fighting style, reminiscent to how Deku posts up. And then Stain goes back over to Uraraka, and he's like, So let me see, how long can you last in that final form, as you called it? And Uraraka's like, I never really clocked it, but if I had to guess, I would think it'd be about 6 minutes or so. And he's like, inefficient. And in a drawn-out battle, you don't want to rely on your strongest thing off rip, but at the same time, you don't want to have such a hindrance on your strongest thing. So you would only have two options: make your final form last longer, or be better, or be simply better in the meantime. Basically, what I was trying to say, which is kind of hard to say in that Stain voice or imitation, is simply put, he would basically be saying either you would increase your base form, or you make it to where your final form is your base form, or your final form lasts longer. So, Stain's like, we're not going to do either one. We're going to do both. We'll spend most of this day and the next making sure you have some incredible physical powers, and then we'll work on you concentrating your physical might. No, it's more about your mental. Let's begin. And don't worry, I'll go easy on you. I won't even use my sharpest blades. If you died, then you was never worthy of being a true hero. And then the knife would get thrown at Uraraka, and that's when the screen would fade to black, and then we would emerge into Deku's room, or one of his quarters. I'll just say it's his main quarter. It's a pretty small, compact place. And he's just sitting there meditating. He's asleep, but he's meditating to let his body and mind rest simultaneously while staying conscious, as he's constantly replaying the fight over in his head, subconsciously and / consciously, and also working on his ki control, which I would believe he would have after discovering something a while back. And so he would work on that, and because in theory, your boy Deku never gets tired. But he can get tired, but he never inherently gets like exhausted, if that makes any sense. He has similar design to an android, but I'm not gonna say to the same extent. He has higher stamina reserves. Anyways, so he would go back and he would begin to meditate and cultivate his energy. And he would think what to do next. There's the overhaul issue. Or I think you would say Zakia or Zami, whatever the mob is called for that shit. I don't know how to say it, but we'll just say overall. There's the Liberation Army. What to do? Problems. Wait. If I go on the news, yes. If I attack the number 2 hero, already with my name out of there. Yes, I might need to put some flame. I might need to make my mask flame resistant, because him himself is not worried about the flames, but his mask might be a different story. So he's like, yes, that's what I'll do. I'll talk about how quirks should be free, how quirks should be used. How bad of damage do I want to do to this hero? Interesting. I don't know yet. As he contemplates his thoughts, thinking, yes, that's what I'll do. As the last thing you see before this what if ends off is Deku's eyes glowing a sinister red. And you see I'd say it'd be a sinister greenish reddish tint. And you just see his smile protruding out like it's a creepypasta. Deku screams, but very quietly. That's how I'll destroy this. This is how it really begins. And that's where we'll leave this off. Part 12 of What If Deku Was a Villain.